But first, last year in an Esquire magazine interview, Chris Rock went on a rant calling the Tea Party, quote, insane and racist. But when the left-wing Hollywood actor was confronted by one of my next guests about his comments, well, things got a little bit hostile.
Hey, Chris. Big fan. Jason Mattera. Grew up in Brooklyn. Hey, how's it going, man? Hey, man. Can I get a picture with you? Aaron?
Sorry.
Hey, it's true. When you said the Tea Party was insane and racist, so Chris, when you said the Tea Party was...
All right, and joining me now with reaction, the author of the New York Times #1 bestseller, Culture of Corruption, Michelle Malkin, is back. And the man who was attacked by Chris Rock that you just saw in that video is the author of the brand new book, Hollywood Hypocrites. Jason Mattera is back with us. All right, why don't you take us, well, that interesting. You know, first of all, he didn't seem to want to take the picture with you. Then secondly, you ask him the question about his comments. What happened?
And he goes berserk, becomes unhinged, and attacks my camera woman, tries to wrestle the camera, finally gets it from her hands, and launches it across the room. It was at Spike Lee's after party at the Sundance Film Festival, and when I saw Chris Rock, I said, you know, listen, I'm tired of celebrities like him who get away with maligning and besmirching millions of Americans who go to Tea Party rallies, waving their American flags. They have their baby strollers. They're concerned that Obama is spending their kids' future into oblivion, and their character is maligned, and no one holds Chris Rock accountable.
Well, and then that brings us to, Michelle, where we have been, and this ongoing debate about speech and selective moral outrage, as we call it. Let me give you an example. The First Lady, Michelle Obama, is going to be on David Letterman's program on Monday night. Let's just remind everybody, considering the Obamas want to be good examples, and the president said lead by example for his daughters and for the rest of the country, let's look at the remarks of David Letterman.
Highlights of Sarah Palin's trip to New York City. Number 2, bought makeup at Bloomingdale's to update her slutty flight attendant look.
I'm going to try to lead by example.
During the 7th inning, her daughter was knocked up by Alex Rodriguez.
To send a message to all our young people, I'm going to try to lead by example.
Speaking of dumb,
Maher decided to help President Obama out and give him a financial boost.
He's donated $1 million.
Last week, I said goodbye to $1 million. I made a contribution to Obama's super PAC.
This ends up being a teachable moment.
Michelle, teachable moment, lead by example. Michelle Obama's going on Letterman. Letterman attacked her daughter, attacked Governor Palin, and then, of course, there's Bill Maher. Bill Maher gave the $1 million to the Obama super PAC.
That's right. And, of course, that $1 million constitutes a full half of all of the donations that Priorities USA, which is the Obama PAC run by former FLAC, Bill Burton, has earned over the last month. This is not just some two-bit comedian, unfortunately. This is somebody who is a heavy hitter in the Democrat Party who had been scheduled to speak before the Alabama Democrats down in the South that he maligned yesterday on Twitter. We've got the story at Twitch.com. Not only did he do that, but he said something even fouler and more disgusting about Newt Gingrich and Rick Santorum.
Let me put them up. You're talking about Bill Maher. Again, the Obama super PAC. You know what? They're not going to give back the money. They have it. We can't be the speech police, Jay Carney said. But this is what he said on Twitter. Toothless Tuesday, too tight to tally. And we've gathered around the magic box picture with a bowl of grits, and we're watching the returns come in. And then he said, man, if Newt Gingrich was any more of a Rick Santorum, would pray for the strength not to blank him.
Yes.
Pretty sick stuff. Now, let me play one other thing here, Michelle, because, again, the Obamas associate with David Letterman. They took Bill Maher's $1 million. You know, maybe in the case of Rush Limbaugh, maybe if Rush Limbaugh just donated $1 million to the Obama super PAC, he could say anything he wants. But
that's right. Gives him full immunity.
Full immunity. That's all. You buy it with $1 million. Here's Chris Matthews now attacking Mormons, talking about Mitt Romney. Let's roll that tape.
Culturally, they're out to lunch for the president. They're not going to vote for President Obama. So who are they going to get to beat him? That's what seems to be on their minds down there. Now, who do they like? They're willing to outsource it to a Mormon. It seems to me if they can win, they'll. I said it's almost like calling up India or somewhere in the third world to get your computer fixed. You don't care who's fixing it; just fix the damn computer. They want to get rid of Obama, so they're willing to vote for a guy they don't like and probably wouldn't trust his religion. But they have no choice. They got two RCs, two Roman Catholics running, and a Mormon. So the three cultists running, then I got to pick one of the three cultists as they see them. This isn't as funny as I'm making it, but it is ridiculous to pick a guy they think is really the other, the heretic, the Muslim. What a strange stew of religious prejudices at work here. Where they pick the guy they don't like to pick a guy they hate worse.
Outsourced to a Mormon.
You know, as I actually point out in Hollywood Hypocrites, Hollywood is made of a bunch of hate mongers, and this is part of the course for them. I mean, we had Bill Maher as just the tip of a very long iceberg, and Obama has no problem associating with them. You know, the problem, Sean, is in 2008, we let ourselves get steamrolled by Obama's celebrity-fueled machine. And this time around, we have the ones doing the steamrolling. You know, Chris Rock wants to call us racist and insane, and then we go and confront him on it, and he becomes insane and unhinged. But the right has to start fighting back, or else, you know, the right has to start fighting back, because if we act like wimps like we did in 2008, we're going to get another 4 years.
All right, Michelle, let me ask you this next question through this.
Amen, brother.
Through this prism, Michelle, I want to add, this is a serious question, because you have Media Matters, and they are trying to silence Rush Limbaugh in his particular case by attacking his advertising base. But this has gone on, the ignoring of liberal outrageous comments for a long time. And we can take this back 30 years. Let me just give you an example, because this has gone on for 30 years. And I may have to come on and do a one-hour special on liberal hate speech. But the fact is, they've remained silent all these years. Let's just take a trip down memory lane in two instances.
The man is on the court. You know, I hope his wife feeds him lots of eggs and butter, and he dies early like many black men do of heart disease. But, well, that's how I feel. I mean, he is an absolutely reprehensible person.
I don't think I have any Jesse Helms defenders here, Nina.
Not me. I think he ought to be worried about what's going on in the good Lord's mind, because if there's retributive justice, he'll get AIDS from a transfusion, or one of his grandchildren will get it.
Hope his wife feeds him eggs and butter so he dies young, and if there's retributive justice, he gets AIDS. Here's my question.
Yep.
Now, this has gone on for a long time. Why this outrage over any comment of a conservative, but if you're a liberal, you get a pass? Why?
Well, we've talked about that. We've talked about the full immunity that every last liberal slime ball has. And the liberal tolerance emperors have no clothes. They're as naked as a newborn baby. It is like the mother of all nip slips when these people show their true colors. They have not a leg to stand on. And this is why books like Jason's, the work that he has done, we've worked together for years. He's confronted all of these Hollywood celebrities and these liberal hate mongers on Capitol Hill. He's one of the few people who has done it, and done it so well, because all of these feckless Washington's reporters won't do it. And you say, you know, we've talked about how long this has gone on. Well, it stops. It stops right here and now. This is where we draw the line, and we can push back because we have alternate media. We've got blogs. We've got the Breitbart empire, which still lives on. We've got talk radio. You do it on your radio show every day for 3 hours a day, Sean. And the more that we can harness new media to get the message out there and push back against this narrative, the better. Because when you vet the president, you don't just vet the president. You're vetting Hollywood, and you're vetting the media, and they don't like it one bit.
Very well said. Michelle, thank you as always. Great book. Congratulations. And
thank you, Sean.
More video to come.
There are a lot more videos to come. Yes, sir.
He's been up to no good, Michelle. He's been up to actually real good, actually. We'll put it that way.
That's
all right, guys.
right.
Thank you for being with us.